Man. So, a sucker like Stephen A. Smith and Cam Newton might have a possible beef brewing up. Man, because Cam Newton just fired back at Stephen A. Smith because Cam Newton didn't like the way Stephen A. Smith threw him under the bus like that. Stephen A. Smith went live on his podcast show, Straight Shooter with Stephen A. Smith, and he had called out Cam Newton for his Jason Whitlock interview. If you guys missed it, I did a full video covering everything. But let me show you guys a quick clip of what Stephen A. Smith said calling out Cam Newton. Let's check out this clip right here.
I'm 58 years old in the business that you're in, and it's at the same time that you're in, smoking your ass. Smoking you. Cam Newton, you gonna interview somebody and bring me up? Don't just sit there and let them talk. Ask questions. Let them prove it. I'm a fraud? How?
Look, and I got to be respectful. You work with Stephen A. And so
this has
I don't want to go.
Listen. Look, you said you gonna keep it in a buck.
A thousand.
Keep it 1,000 now. At the end of the day, I'm cordial with Stephen A. Smith, just like I'm cordial with anybody else.
Is it up
Look,
with
man,
you and Stephen A?
I've done the homework on Stephen A. He's fraudulent. He's lying about his college basketball career. He's admitted he's lying about his college basketball career. If I sat in the media space for 20 years telling everybody I played for Big House Games and I got a full ride scholarship after knocking down 17 straight 3-pointers in a scrimmage on a Sunday when they played a game on Saturday and they hosted a scrimmage on Sunday and I knocked down 17 straight 3-pointers and they gave me a scholarship on the spot. Winston-Salem State teammates, it's all a lie.
You gonna interview somebody and bring me up? Don't just sit there and let them talk shit. Ask questions. Let them prove it. I'm a fraud? How? What facts do you have? I'm sitting there doing an interview with Glenn Bessinger the other day, and I talked about how growing up as a teenager, I saw a few people get murdered. Not like literally, I mean, you hear gunshots, oh shit, you turn around and somebody's gone. I'm lying about that according to Jason Whitlock, like he was in Hollis, Queens, New York 40 plus years ago. How would he know? I'm a fraud, and do you believe this or that? I'm a fraud. How do you know? I didn't write my own book. How do you know? If you're going to bring me up and you're somebody that's in my inner circle and you talk to me, grill them. Don't just let them talk smack.
So Cam Newton caught wind of the clip, and Cam Newton went to his podcast, and he had fired back at everybody responded back to the backlash on why he had interviewed Jason Whitlock, because after Stephen A. Smith responded, everybody started calling out Cam Newton. Even Ryan Clark even chimed in on it. But I won't show the Ryan Clark clip. But I'm just letting you guys know that Ryan Clark did call out Cam Newton and a lot of other people, right? So this is what Cam Newton said, firing back at Stephen A. Smith, man. And if you can be sure to give this video a thumbs up, that really does help support my YouTube channel, and I really do appreciate that. Thank you at work.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to my point, why, Cam, did you allow Jason to come on and have so much strong opinion about Stephen A? Why? Is because it happened to Carmelo when Stephen A went and talked about LeBron.
That is true.
You cannot allow people to come on your platform and you control how it goes. You only can allow them to speak their truth, how they know their truth to be. And if you don't know, you can respectfully say, hey, I don't know if this is true or not. So when Stephen A says you didn't hammer down on the question, I didn't know that it was a lie.
Yeah.
I'm going off of what he's saying.
Yeah. You know him as a person.
I didn't know. Let me say it like this. I didn't know it was a lie, and I didn't know if it was the truth of what you've known. But you allow people to speak their piece, not controlling what they say.
And the biggest thing that you can do now is, and as Stephen A said it, is for him to come on the show. is for him to talk more about this discussion. I think the biggest thing, though, that you had two different types of comments. On social media, they seen it. Cam, why would you do this? XYZ. First of all, it's not Cam's fault that he was on here. Obviously, it's more my fault, I guess. But also when people watch the full show, they say, you know what? We needed this conversation. We don't get enough of these two different of opinions. We love this type of interview because we both were allowed, or everybody on the platform or in the interview were allowed to say their piece. And let's not miss Mr. Mark too here. He said something about Stephen A., but first he started with you. Mm-hmm. So it's not like, oh, he just got up here to talk junk about Stephen A. His original plan was to get up here and no, Jason, what's your beef with me?
Correct.
What's your smoke with me? What's your thoughts on me? So I can.
What our plan was, or my plan, let me not bring you into it. My plan was always this. Jason, you speak about my fashion decision.
Correct.
And me wearing these crazy hats. But brother, you were on TV, right? Mm-hmm. With hats on.
Yeah.
Oh, they weren't fly as these.
They weren't, but you were trying.
That's opinionated.
Yeah, facts.
You wore hat. You took fashion serious. You were on TV, bro.
Yeah.
You're responsible for how your image is.
Yeah.
So at one point, you were outside the box with your presentation, but don't castrate me.
Yeah.
Because now you see, man, Cam puts more attention on his outfits or his fashion than football. That's not true.
That's not true.
And you can't say certain things if they are not true, right?
Yeah.
So as we keep going.
Yes. And one thing about both of them, before we even move on to these next two, one thing I can respect is that they both, Stephen A. Smith and Jason Whitlock, have strong opinions, and they will live and die by their own opinions, whether you agree or disagree with them.
Yeah,
and that's respect.
And what I wanted to say to bring closure to this, you cannot control who saying what. You can't control it. Everybody has a platform now, and I love that because you can control your own narrative.
Yeah.
What you, the consumer or the viewer, can control if you give them the view. Mm-hmm. If you give them the audience. Everybody, at one particular point, dare I say, was early in the game, but just having a platform that people listen to, everybody got all these platforms and these podcasts nowadays, it's going to double.
Yeah.
Because if you do the market research of the amount of money that Prime and Amazon is Prime, Netflix and HBO is spending on content, it's alarming. And you too should get into content.
So, as we can see, guys, Cam Newton was like, yo, I can't be controlled. You can't control me. What about when you sat down with Carmelo Anthony? You had that interview over there with those guys, and Carmelo. Anthony let you express how you felt about LeBron. And we know Melo and LeBron have a great relationship. We know LeBron James even saved Carmelo Anthony's life at one point in time. They allowed you to speak and you told your truth and you got to say how you felt. So, how come I can't do that with my guest because you have a beef with Jason Whitlock? Well, I'm not that guy. And this is Cam Newton letting Stephen A. Smith. No, I'm not going to be controlled. You're not going to control. If I have somebody come up here and they want to talk about you, it's my content. This is my work. This is my platform. This is my channel. This is what I'm building up. You can control whatever the hell you want to control on First Take. But 4th and 1 at Cam, this is all me over here. So Cam Newton had to fire back and defend himself with Stephen A. Smith, calling him out live on his big platform, man. So I would like for you guys to get in comment section down below. Love to your thoughts about today's video. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. Catch you guys on the next one, and we out, guys.